Well, you have heard me talk yesterday. I talked quite a bit about this, and I've been talking about it this morning. And as I was going through some information yesterday, obviously reading up some things in the Pittsburgh newspapers and coverage of the really, really sad event where a Pirates fan fell to the playing field during the game night before last. And as I was reading, it mentioned that it was Kevon Markwood, 20 years old. He went to South Allegheny High School in Pittsburgh, but he also was a football player at Walsh University. And we have on our WHBC Newsline right now, John Fankhouser, the head coach of Walsh University football. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Pam. How are you?
I'm doing fine, doing fine. Boy, this was such a sad, sad story. And when I saw that the young man was from, had spent some time in our community, I really felt the need to find out a little bit more about him. Can you fill us in on how he ended up at Walsh University?
Yeah, sure. He was a player out of South Allegheny. We had started recruiting that Western Pennsylvania area quite a lot lately, and he was a kid that really jumped out on film. So we had a coach that was recruiting the area go over and build a connection with him at his high school, his end of his junior year into his senior year, and was a kid that we felt was really a physical, athletic kid that we could do a lot of that he could do a lot of things, and really recruited him. And he found this as one of his matches as a school.
Yeah, so he came to North Canton and as a freshman, obviously, and talk a little bit about his playing, what he played, and that kind of thing.
Okay, he was an outside linebacker, and on the defensive side, and was coming in as a freshman, a little bit naive, like all of the freshmen are, and trying to figure out the defense and the schemes and coverages and all the things that he had to try to learn. But he was a kid that was a very hardworking young man. He was very diligent about trying to make sure he was doing the right thing. And he was on our team in the fall of 22 and worked hard. I could see at one point that he got a little bit, not distraught, but just was kind of getting homesick a little bit, like a lot of freshmen do. And ended up after the season deciding to transfer back closer to home, and went to Wheeling University. But he was really strong with his family. He had a good impact on the players that he was around here. We still have a number of our juniors that were in his class that reached out to me last night when the news started breaking with his name and everything. So our thoughts and prayers are definitely out with him and his family.
Yeah, I would imagine, hearing something like that, probably, I don't know if you've seen the video or not. It's pretty hard to watch, but hearing something that about one of your former players, that's got to be tough.
Yes, it is. And I heard about it, didn't think a whole lot about it. And then I think one of my son's baseball kids was talking about it, and I kind of got on and watched it, and I was like, oh, man, that's not good.
Yeah.
That was a tough thing to see. And then when his name started coming out, I was like, wait a second, that's Kevon. That's one of our guys. So, yeah, you never want to see your kids that have invested in Walsh or invested in our football program go out and get hurt.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Unfortunately, I mean, he's in critical condition at a hospital in Pittsburgh, and I just saw the latest update where they say that he ended up fracturing his skull. So we know that's a really tough situation right now for the family. But I'm really thankful that you could come on and just tell us a little bit about him. I know that, players that were, even if it was just for 1 year, teams are close, and that can be very hard for you guys, right?
Yes, it is. We start recruiting kids, like I said, in the junior year and start building a relationship with them. So that's a big thing. I know his mother very well. She's been on our campus a lot and sat in my office and talked about Kevon and different things while he was out on the visit tour thing. So we got to spend a lot of time. I know they're very close. And I really think that's a lot of the reason why he ended up going back home, just to be closer to mom, help her out with some different things. And I know his family's very strong, and hopefully they can get through this, and hopefully he can get through this as well. And like I said, our thoughts and prayers are out with him. We have a team meeting later today that we're going to talk about it and send a prayer up as well.
All right. Well, I thank you so much for coming on this morning. I really do appreciate it. I know folks out there appreciate it as well.
All right. Well, thank you.